Salutations. Today I don't know, I had a desire to talk about greed. Greed, according to the Oxford Dictionary, it's a noun, and it says that it is intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, or food. And then I started thinking about salaries, and I started looking up on salary.com. Various salaries, national average salary of the United States, national average. The President of the United States makes $400,000 a year. The Vice President, $230,700. Senators and representatives, I don't know what they do. Yeah, I do kind of know what they do. $174,000 a year. Speaker of the House, $223,000. Professional sports players. Now we're talking everyone from golf to basketball, football, baseball, NASCAR drivers, that kind of thing, are in the millions. M-I-L-L-I-O-N, yes, millions. And the average starting is a $16 million and up. Can you fathom that? I can't. Can you? That's outrageous. I think that's outrageous. And I know a lot of sports people, fans, are going, well, they deserve it. They deserve it. Millions? Really? Average grade school teacher, $42,000. It all depends on the school district in the area. Cafeteria workers, $14,000. Computer specialist, $65,000. Auto mechanic, $30,000. Although I would beg to differ after having to pay for some work on a car. It seems like a lot more, but perhaps it goes into the shop. I am a person that's trying to survive on right around, if not below, the poverty level, and that is a booger. It's about, oh gosh, $8,000–9,000 a year. I can't. I'm living without gas, no hot water, no heat. Again, this happens all the time because last year I lucked into a job that paid me just enough to get the gas back on before it got cold. And then, little by little, you can only make partial payments until they said, we want it now, or we're turning it off. And that's what they did. And I'm trying to keep the electric on, and the telephone, just in case, someone calls me for a job. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we're talking about greed. Is that something a person's born with, or is that a learned behavior? One thing, usually, and I don't know, it might be an innate thing. It might be something you're born with, wanting it and wanting it more. I don't know. Or is it some kind of gene, like an obsession gene or something? You have a piece of cake sitting on a plate and two children that want that piece of cake. So you say, we're going to cut it in half. Oh boy, I want the bigger half. I want the bigger half. Why do we want the bigger half? I don't know. I have two boys, and when they were growing up, we had a piece of cake left. And I made the deal, which really works. It teaches a kid, to overcome that selfishness because he knows what's going to happen. And what happens is, child number 1 is allowed to cut the cake, but child number 2 is allowed to select his piece first. So child number 1 is going to make doggone sure that that cake is as evenly cut as possible, as equal as possible. And it works. But then sometimes the second child will choose and the first one will say, "Hey, you took the bigger piece," when it was him that cut the piece in half. So I don't know, is that a human nature-y thing? Something to think about when you have nothing to do, although there's always something to do, right? Upward and onward.